This is not just food. This is quick Indian food. I'm going to make a very, very simple chicken curry today. Chicken curry is one of those things that you've just got to learn how to make the minute you start cooking Indian food. I'm going to chop the onions first and get some ginger and garlic going. Now, I hate chopping, so I'm going to use my chopper. I bought this a few months ago and I just love it. I never chop anything. I hate chopping. So you just go in with the ginger and garlic, just quite roughly, and then you squash some garlic. So we've now got the ginger and garlic. Now we're going to use 4 pieces of chicken. I hate using breast meat chicken. And I always try and stick to drumsticks and thighs because breast meat of chicken is actually really impenetrable to spices. And it's so dense, you just don't get the flavor in somehow. So I've got 2 chicken thighs here and 2 pieces of drumstick chicken. And we're going to make curry out of it. Very important to have non-stick pans. Now, you could use just a normal aluminium pan, but it's going to take you ages to cook your chicken. So use a non-stick pan. I've got quite a heavy bottom wok here, and get your pan heating on quite a high flame. You want about 2 tablespoons of just some ordinary sunflower oil. I use sunflower oil because I just like the taste of it, and I have always used sunflower oil, but you could use any flavorless oil apart from olive oil, that is. I mean, olive oil is so wrong for Indian cooking. Don't do it. It's just completely wrong. It's like using mustard oil for Italian food, Wrong on all levels? Right, we're now going to put the onions in here. When your oil's hot, just go in with the onions. So a lot of Indian cookbooks have these weird instructions like cook the onions until they're done or cook the onions until brown. And what they mean is you've just got to fry the onions on quite a high heat until they change color. They go quite soft, quite translucent, and they start taking on quite a lovely pale brown color. I'll show you how that's done in a minute. The onions now are almost done, and you can see it. Look, this is what people mean when they talk about onions being cooked or onions turning golden. All it is the onions go really soft and take on this fantastic pale golden color. Can you see it there? It's beautiful, isn't it? And they smell absolutely incredible. Look at that. And then we're going to go in with the ginger and the garlic. All we're going to do now is just stir the ginger and garlic really well for another couple of minutes, 2 or 3 minutes, until the ginger and garlic starts going a bit brown too. See, sometimes what you'll find is that your masalas are getting stuck to the bottom of the pan. Now, don't panic, nothing to panic about. Just get a little bit of hot water and pour it into your pan, just a tiny little bit. And then all you want to do is stir that really well to free up any masalas so that gets stuck to the bottom. Right, then we're done. I'm going to go in with half a teaspoon of turmeric, the same amount of chili powder. Now, how much chili powder you add is entirely up to your preference. If you're some chili starved maniac, go in with more, but I'm only going to use about half a teaspoon. And then 1 teaspoon of ground coriander powder, and then 1 teaspoon of ground cumin powder. Stir the whole lot in together really well, mix it all up nicely, and keep frying on the high heat for another 5 minutes until the awful pungent smell of the spices gives way to something altogether much more beautiful and appealing and easy on the nose. You just need the 2 tomatoes, not very much at all. I mean, don't forget, the more tomatoes you put in there, the more sort of sweet and sour it's going to get. And you don't want it to have any one particular kind of flavor. The tomatoes are in now, so all we've got to do is fry the whole lot together until the tomatoes disintegrate, and that's roughly going to take about 2 minutes or so. You can see now that the tomatoes have disintegrated. Can you see? So they have no distinct shape to them and they're all nice and soft and gooey. And that's why your curry masala is coming together really nicely now. So we're going to go in with the chicken. You want to stir this really, really well until it looks absolutely delicious. So well sealed on every side. And then we're going to add some water to it, leave it to cook on a medium heat until the chicken's done, basically. You want just enough water in this to submerge it. Always remember that the chicken itself is going to give out water, so don't be too overzealous when you add it. Now that the water's all in here, I'm just going to leave it in there cooking for about 20 minutes or so on a medium heat. You don't want to turn the heat down too much because then, your chicken may take forever to cook. So just lower the heat down to a medium. Don't wander off or get drunk. Remember not to get drunk, very important. And then just keep watching it from time to time until your chicken is cooked. And the way you check that is by taking a piece out and literally pulling it apart. No science here. Very, very simple. Looks lovely, doesn't it? 20 minutes later, just look at the color this has. The gravy's gone all beautifully thick. And you can see that the chicken's cooked. Now, I always know chicken's cooked by just looking at the drumsticks. Look how the chicken's fallen away from the bone. And that's when you know that your chicken is cooked. Now, I'm going to add a bit of garam masala. Now, be fairly careful with this. Last time I put chili powder in something, I got it up my nose and I had a sneezing fit for about 20 minutes and then had to go and take my contact lenses out. So just be a bit wary of this stuff, huh? Now you want half a teaspoon of garam masala just slowly sprinkled all over. Mix the whole lot in and we're good to go.